Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Panda. I've been dealing with this Porchlight versus me doing an EEOC. If you guys don't know what an EEOC is, an EEOC is a discrimination report against your employer and employees at the job place. So I used to work for Porchlight Inc. in 2019 and 2020. And a lot of things have transpired working for Porchlight, a lot of discrimination, a lot of harassment, a lot of accusation on my part when staff are trying to accuse me of things I never did before, never did ethically towards anyone. With that said, everyone, take everything what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. I've been dealing with this financially for the last 2.5 years. In the first year, I really did not afford to continue to make legal payments if the EEOC is not able to keep up to date with me. It's been 2.5 years, guys. This should have been case closed within the first year. But since we had the pandemic slowed things down. But with that said, everyone, I used to work for Porchlight Inc. in Madison, Wisconsin from 2019 to 2020. And when I first worked there, everything was good. But there were some incidents where I was attacked by clients. I was attacked by clients that threw a desk at me, my own desk at me, mind you, and the supervisor, Kim Sutter at the time, allowed this individual to come back in to attack me once again. So if it comes down to Porchlight safety, Porchlight staff does not care about other staff's safety, especially those higher up in their position. With that said, everyone, I filed the EEOC in February of 2020, March of 2020, and April of 2020. There are 3 different EEOCs because each one of them describes a different problem about Porchlight: discrimination, harassment, and I was attacked by an employee named Roger. Now, Porchlight knew that was the last straw because HR at the time, Dawn, literally came to my other employment on campus grounds to literally talk to me about what was going on about the work environment. She knew there were problems at the work environment. She knew that there was inconsistencies. She knew that there were literally people not doing jobs that they're supposed to. People stealing time. Now, I was accused of stealing time, which I've never stole time, because it's my job to literally be there at 4:45 and do every assessment, and then leave there by 10 o'clock to make sure everything is done. Keep in mind that Porchlight, when I first worked at Porchlight, they gave me a whole ton of work to do. A lot of work that they did not want to do. They should have done it, but they refused to do it. So, with that said, everyone, I'm going to continue to explain what you're about to see here. John Hinra was one of those employees that Porchlight hired. This guy literally harassed me from July 2019 to October 27, 2019, until the day that he called ICE and leave these voicemail messages all the time, or these text messages all the time when he's intoxicated in the middle of the night. These messages were left at 4:24 a.m. in the morning. Yes, you can see the timestamp. Now, this is a federal problem because this guy literally, this is a problem with Porchlight. This is a federal problem. This guy literally threatened me to kill me, to harm me, and you did nothing about it when I came to you back in September. The reason why this all started, ladies and gentlemen, because I was Employee of the Month twice in a row and he was jealous. Yes, because I was Employee of the Month twice and he literally said, but he called to, guys, he literally told other staff in HR that I literally called clients monkey. No. He was lying, and Porchlight knew he was lying because they watched a video of me on the phone talking to my Japanese friend, and I called myself a monkey. I said, let me stop monkeying around, let me get back to work. And he literally got upset because I called myself a monkey. Yes, that was the most embarrassing thing that he could have done. Literally, I remember that day, how it happened. He said, you call yourself a monkey? I was like, dude, stay on my conversations with my Japanese friends. You need to learn how to give people privacy. That's for one thing. Now, step away from my desk. And then he started telling people that I called clients monkey. He lied. So I cannot get Employee of the Month again. That's fine. I don't want Employee of the Month again either. But then he started harassing me because I wouldn't give him cigarettes because I was buying cigarettes for the homeless men and women at the facility. I said, I'm buying this for them. I'm not buying it for you. You got a job. So, and I had to stop doing that because he made another assumption that he's telling staff that I was selling drugs inside the facility. Guys, you guys know I'm a big activist against drug use. So if you watch this channel long enough, you know that I am big against drug use. But you can see this guy literally went off the rails with these text messages. Yeah, if you guys don't know who Bill Clausen is, he's the director of HUD. So yeah, he's getting mad. So with that said, everyone, now I reached out. This is from the EEOC. They reached out to me just a few days ago. I tried to call them and they just refused to pick up their phone or return a phone call. Now I've been dealing with Porchlight for a long time because there are a lot of problems there. There are staff there that is violating people's human rights. My rights have been violated by staff because I'm doing my job the right way by policy. And by policy, Porchlight, you had 30 days to deal with John Henry's problem. If someone comes to you for harassment, HR was supposed to deal with that within the 30-day period. It's in their own policy. But no, they took 3 months to deal with this guy. So I had to deal with 3 months of torture and harassment and dealing with this guy. And not only that, when this guy was literally following me home, this is when I knew, and back in September of 2019, this guy was literally following me home. I had to literally divert from where I was literally living in downtown Madison. I had to move from downtown Madison to Middleton. Middleton is about 40-minute bus ride, 30-minute bus ride to get there. I had to move far away from my employment. So that's another financial expense that Porchlight is going to pay for. This is why I saved all my rental receipts. This is why I saved all the documentation, all my complaint forms against staff at Porchlight Inc. in Madison, Wisconsin. It's a 501c3 that's supposed to help homeless men, women, and children get through the hard times of homelessness. And you have individuals that work there that violated my rights, calling me a narc and a snitch because I'm doing my job. So with that said, everyone, there's a lot of people at Porchlight that literally was happy that I literally resigned. Now they can do all the dirty deeds they want, but they can't do it because now I was hearing from another colleague that I started off a chain war of breaking down or setting off a firestorm of a lot of discrimination that happens at Porchlight. It should have been done years ago. You got people that were shelter managers that should not be shelter managers that are selling drugs inside the facility. Now, I literally complained about that because that is what you guys should be focused on. I'm not the one selling the drugs. The staff members are selling the drugs downstairs in the facility. So someone was literally trying to throw me under the bus for something that I did not even nearly came close up doing. Because you guys know on this channel, we do not condone drugs on this channel. We're all about healthy eating. But with that said, I have video on all this stuff from previously. I'm going to leave some annotations in the videos, in this video, so you guys can look at those video clips. You're going to see email evidence of me having a conversation with the director of the shelter, Kim Southern, the exclusive director or supervisor, and the exclusive director. You see me having a conversation with them about John Henry and his problems. And they're going to say, and this is what HR going to say at the time, oh, at the time that was our problem, but now it's not our problem. It is still your problem. Even after you fired him, you guys gave him information on where I lived. You were the only people that knew where I lived. You gave him information. That's recklessness. You could have been charged with reckless homicide, murder, attempted murder, whatever this John Henry, he was a very unstable person. Very unstable. So unstable that he literally frightened me and Darnell. But then again, Darnell threw me under the bus by telling staff that I took donations from my friend and pocketed the money. First and foremost, my Turkish friend came to Porchlight to donate some food. He didn't know I was standing there. He just threw some food and some money. I took the money because you're not supposed to just throw money towards homeless man because they're going to fight for it. So I told him, hey, friend, just donate it through the website instead of cash. He goes, oh, that's all I have. I don't want to do it through the... He didn't want to do it through this card because technically he's on a visa, so he wanted to just do something nice out of pocket. You know how some of these rich Turkish men are. And by the way, I got a letter from my Turkish friend. By the way, he's on my Instagram, and he's back here in the States, living in West Virginia right now. So he was the one that donated that money. So this is why I have Porchlight by the tail. I have the guy literally with a letter saying that I donated this amount. So Porchlight is trying to accuse me of stealing a donation. That donation. Because I gave it to the exclusive director of Porchlight. Now these are staff members upset because I did not take that money and split it with them. That's what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to split that money up with them. That's not my job. My job is to do the right thing with the money. So I put the money in the envelope, which is a camera in my office. They saw that. And they tried to say that it could have been more than that. It could have been more than that. It could have been more than that. There's cameras everywhere at the front desk. So with that said, everyone, again, Porchlight literally violated my ethical policy. They literally violate their own policy. I literally filed complaints against Porchlight about harassment, discrimination. They did nothing for 9 months. They did nothing. Nothing for 9 months. They just let everything go. All they wanted to do was have meetings. They wanted to keep everything in-house. That's not how you keep things in-house. First and foremost, Porchlight, you committed a crime by allowing someone to take information, or you gave the information to that person. That person could have caused harm. You could have been prosecuted for a crime, Porchlight. You could have been held liable. This is what I'm keep telling people. Porchlight is not a very safe working environment. It never was. Because I deal with some abusive shit from Preston Patterson. Literally throw me on the bus when he does something wrong. He did something wrong, he threw me under the bus every single time and blame it on me. And then try to have me sign a document stating that I violated a client's human rights to come in the shelter. First of all, I know that client, and I never deal with that client. Preston Patterson always deals with that client because he's too aggressive. First and foremost, he comes intoxicated. Everyone gets breathalyzed for a reason. If you are under the influence, you cannot stay in the shelter. That means that you're sinking in alcohol. And then when I started checking bags for alcohol, Preston Patterson said, oh, we can't do that. Yes, we can. If you want a safe environment, we have to make sure we put a safe environment for every man, woman, and children that comes through this place. But then again, nobody wanted me to do the job by the book. Everybody wanted me to do the job off the book. They wanted me to violate human rights, civil rights, and the Constitution. This is why Porchlight, the EEOC, needs to come to their senses. I have everything they need on this very YouTube channel. All the emails they expired, all the exchanges of emails, all the documentations that they need. I have every single literary incident report that was made by me against staff and clients. Porchlight put me in a position where my safety wasn't secured. It was always at jeopardy because they did not want to hire proper security with real training to deal with some individuals that really was ethically unstable. I'm the one that got the desk thrown at me, got spit on, got punched in the face. Yes, I got punched in the face for doing my job at Porchlight. And this is what Porchlight wants to do, try to make it seem like I'm the bad guy for following the EEOC. First and foremost, you had an employee that put his hands on me. Your employees are not supposed to put their hands on each other unless given permission to. But Roger decided to put his hands on me when I was entering my office to get my things from my office. So I'm not supposed to be here. I know that, but that's my office and my things are in that office and I need my things. Don't you put your hands on me. You do not have authorization to tell me what to do. You're not my boss. You're an employee. And they let that go. Yes, they literally let him stay on the job, and that's when I said, you know what? I am done. I told HR Dawn from HR at the time, I'm going to surrender my keys and follow my resignation. I am done. You had someone that literally put their hands on me when I was going to the office and getting my belongings. Keep in mind, Porchlight was aware, and Dawn and Preston Patterson was aware that I filed the EEOC back in February. They knew, due to emails, I was going to resign sometime in March. They knew. And then they try to say they never got the letter of, yes you did. Because the letter is right there on a YouTube video that says, oh, this is February, what was it, February 17th when I sent that letter saying that I will be resigning from duties within the month. So they had plenty of time to deal with everything. And then they try to say that I just quit. I didn't quit. You guys have the letter. Even Dawn has that letter. I still have the letter. So with that said, everyone, I've been dealing with this ongoing Porchlight situation for the 2.5 years. My first year financially, it's been rough. Second year, I had to save money. I can't put more money into the financial legal part of it. And now I have to deal with it on my own right now, which is kind of scary to deal with it on my own right now when I have no legal representation at this time and can't afford it either. So with that said, everyone, I know this video is a little long and I know you're probably looking at the same screen, but you gotta listen to my story. The story is about my last employer is violating everything that I literally stand for. Let me explain that again. My last employer is violating my human rights, my work rights, when I did everything they asked me to do by policy. And then when I complained to them about the work ethics and the work environment in the facility, they want to close it, they want to shut the door on it, they want to keep it shut, hush, hush. No. I am coming out and I'm speaking out loud that Porchlight is very discriminatory. They're very biased. They have people working for the homeless facilities that should not work there. They need to get drug screen tested. Not everyone is a JIT. And Preston Patterson is no good as a director because he literally said these white people do not care for us black people. But you are being discriminated because I'm not a black man by telling me I'm not black. Yes, I was told by several black individuals that work at Porchlight that I'm not black enough. This is why you can never be part of our community because you like the white man. You're a snitch. You're a narc. I was called a narc, snitch, all types of names because I complained. This is not how we're supposed to do things in society. So with that said, everyone, Porchlight and the EEOC need to get their shit together and resolve this because my rights, I could have been still working there. I could still be working there right now if my rights and my human rights and my constitution wasn't violated. But I was discriminated, I was violated. People started hating me because I was doing the right thing. With that said, everyone, you take this video with a grain of salt, but you guys want to help me financially with this because I need someone to literally talk to these people and put some sense into these EEOC people of Wisconsin. But with that said, everyone,